Hey there, everyone. Hi to all my awesome listeners out there, whether you're on your way to work, chilling at home, or maybe out for a walk. I'm Jake, and welcome back to another episode of Relax Learning. If this is your first time here, I'm super happy you joined us. And if you've been listening for a while, big hugs to you. You already know what we're all about, learning English in the most relaxed, fun, and natural way. Now listen up. If you stick with me till the end of this podcast, I promise your English listening skills and your vocabulary will improve big time. No boring lessons here, just real stories and real talk. So let's dive right in. No time to waste. Okay, so today's story is wild. I mean, seriously, I still can't believe I actually did this. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But nope, it was 100% real. The topic? I switched lives with a stranger for 24 hours. Yep, you heard that right. And let me tell you, it was one of the craziest things I've ever done. So here's how it all started. I was in a cozy little coffee shop one sunny morning, just enjoying my latte and scrolling through my phone, when this guy, his name was Sam, sat down next to me. We started chatting about random stuff like the weather, our favorite coffee drinks, and somehow we got on the topic of routine and how boring life can feel sometimes. Out of nowhere, Sam suddenly said, "Hey, wouldn't it be crazy if we swapped lives for a day?" I laughed at first, thinking it was just a joke. But then, we actually talked it through and decided to do it. Just like that. Sam lived in a totally different part of the city, like a full 45-minute train ride away. He had a totally different vibe too. His job, his friends, everything felt so new and exciting compared to my regular life. Honestly, his life seemed way more fast-paced and interesting than mine. So we made a quick plan, exchanged phones, wallets, even jackets and shoes, literally everything. Well, almost everything. And then we went our separate ways, both kind of nervous but super excited. First stop for me, his job. Sam worked at this super trendy little art gallery downtown, the kind of place that always looks cool on Instagram. And let me tell you, I know nothing about art. Like seriously, my art knowledge is zero. But there I was standing behind the counter, pretending to be this super artsy guy, smiling at customers, and trying to sound like I knew what I was talking about. At one point, this lady asked me for my opinion on this huge red canvas that was just a big red square. I panicked for a second, but then said, "It's very bold, don't you think?" Really makes a statement. Somehow they totally bought it and even nodded like I was a genius. It was hilarious. But then things started to get messy. Around noon, his phone buzzed, and I checked it casually. It was a message that said, "Don't forget your meeting with the investors at 2 p.m. My heart literally stopped for a second because I had no idea what that was about. But guess what? I thought, okay, I've come this far. Might as well keep going. So I went to the meeting, walked into this super fancy boardroom with huge windows and important-looking people in suits. I just smiled and nodded, pretending I knew exactly what was going on, and the whole time I was praying no one would ask me any deep questions. Luckily, Sam had left a few notes in his phone's memo app, so I skimmed through them quickly and somehow managed to fake my way through the whole thing. It felt like being in a movie. The funniest part? His cat. Oh man, Sam had this huge, super grumpy-looking cat named Winston. When I finally made it back to his apartment that evening, Winston was just sitting there, staring at me with these big, suspicious eyes like, "You are definitely not my human." And honestly, I was kind of scared of him. Every time I moved, he'd flick his tail and just glare at me. I ended up tiptoeing around the apartment like a guest in my own house. It was hilarious and also a little bit creepy. Meanwhile, Sam was texting me updates about my life, and I couldn't stop laughing at his messages. He said my job was super boring, thanks a lot, Sam, but that he really enjoyed hanging out with my friends, and that they made him feel welcome. He even tried my favorite pizza place and sent me a pic of the giant slice he ordered. He was like, "Okay, your pizza taste? 10 out of 10. So at least there's that. By the end of the day, we met back at the same coffee shop where it all started. We were both totally exhausted, but couldn't stop laughing about all the crazy stuff that had happened. It was one of the most unforgettable experiences of my life. and it really opened my eyes to how different people's daily lives can be, even if they live in the same city. It made me realize that sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone leads to the best stories. So would I do it again? Maybe. But next time, I definitely check if the other person has a scary cat first. Alright guys, now it's your turn. If you had the chance to swap lives with someone for a day, who would it be and why? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Also, don't forget to check out the playlist in the description. There are tons of other fun episodes waiting for you. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Your support means the world to me, and I'm super grateful for every single one of you. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care and keep learning.